podcast is powered by monkeyknifefight.com.
Woo! We in the second half.
We make plays every day, yeah.
Outta here.
Yeah, we make plays every day, yeah.
The bloodbath.
We make plays every day,
Known
yeah.
as 2020.
We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day, yeah. Yeah, we make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day, yeah.
Hey.
We make plays every day, yeah.
Welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. I am your host, Bogard Scott-Free. Here with me, as always, is my esteemed colleague, my man, The Gu. What's happening, Gu?
The golden goo, don't get it.
I was going to go there, but I was like, you know what?
I felt that you wanted to, that's why I had to just put it out there for everyone to know. Yes, I'm golden, motherfuckers. Fuck all y'all.
Don't be so hard on yourself now. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was a better week for the goo, but, the one that matters, you know what I mean? That unicorn I'm chasing, it's just further away now.
Well, you know what? I mean, I ain't never seen a unicorn for the first of all. You know what I mean?
I swear it's real.
but
I swear.
I know they're out there though. Well, check this out. Playmakers, this is our weekly waiver wire target episode where we get you brushed up on injuries at every position, waiver wire targets at every position. We're definitely going to sprinkle a little bit of fantasy row, a little bit of fantasy wide range of emotions. And before we get to all that, we're going to go ahead, handle this quick housekeeping. Follow me at the GMM Network on both IG and Twitter. Go ahead and subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube if you haven't already. Also, shout out to the gang over there at the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. Be sure to subscribe to us over there as well if you haven't already. Speaking of the Rum Boys, go visit rumboys.com. That's where you're going to find all our latest and greatest articles from all our innovative sports journalists. Shout out to all of them, man. They doing their thing. Shout out to Miles Peacock. He running a tight ship over there. He's the chief editor. You know what I mean? And also, that's where you're going to find all our latest and greatest merch. New merch alert happening damn near every week. Use promo code RUMBOYS. Get you some free shipping on that ass. Also, shout out to our sponsor, Milk and Honey TX, for all your milk and honey. Let's see, I almost threw myself off there. For all your CBD wellness and all your CBD goodness, visit milkandhoneytx.com. Also, Playmakers, you heard at the beginning of this joint, this podcast is powered by monkeyknifefight.com. Use promo code GMM. We'll get your first deposit matched up all the way up to $50. You know what I'm saying? Me and the shout out to the Admiral Robbie J. Every primetime game we do the Monkey Knife Fight pregame shows, and we break down the less or more on props. On Monday night, it was a doubleheader, and we smacked both of them things out, bruh. I done wrote the game script so clean, and alongside with my man, the Admiral Robbie J himself, where we get to deliberating, and then we I came to the conclusion that we're going to take the less on both Patrick Mahomes at 310 passing yards and Josh Allen at 288. We hit on that. He managed to talk me out of going the over on Andy Dalton, which was like 260 something, and then it was like 270 or something like that for Murray, and we had smashed the less on both of them, so we hit on Monday night, and you know what I mean, and if you want,
is that a 4-for-4?
Yep. Hey,
Shit.
Yeah, you gotta parlay them things, so you gotta get both right on each game. So, we went, we were right on the first game, and then in the second game we were right on both. You have to be right on both, so it was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I actually walked away.
Out.
Oh yeah, I actually walked away with a few $100s there. You know what I mean? Turned $60 and actually turned $80 into $240. So myself. So I was really happy about that. You know what I mean? On a Monday nighter. And yes, once again, you use promo code GMM when you head on over to the monkeyknifefight.com, and that's how you're gonna get your promotional advances all the way to the maxes. You know what I'm saying? And that's, all the way up to $50, Playmakers. Hey, Steamboat, lay it on me. Fantasy Row real quick. What's happening?
It was a bounce back week, but, just that motherfucking professor, that son of a bitch, solved the equation on me, figured me out. Son of a bitch. I almost had Justin Jefferson for Daniel Jones. It's painful. My season's damn near over. Fuck all those hoes.
Oh, you know what? I'd say don't quit yet. You know what I mean? We don't stop until we don't stop.
Listen, I don't ever quit, but I'm also a realist.
Yeah, but but math don't lie. If you ain't mathematically eliminated, you still in the thing. You know what I mean? That's how I view it. You know what I'm saying?
We don't ever quit, but I had a good week in some other leagues. I'm doing good. I got to remember I'm in 13 leagues, and the one league seems to run my emotions, but solid week outside. Otherwise, but I'm not too bad this week. Last week I was more of a mess. This week I'm struggling, but it was an interesting week. You know what I mean? Not too many bad injuries, but some big injuries. Some guys, they got it done, and some guys I'm sure are going to get a spanking with the ranking coming up.
Oh yeah,
this later this week.
Yeah, man, and I ain't gonna lie, I had a nice little bounce back week in sleeper leagues, and then in my Yahoo leagues, I had a degress week, where it's like I only really won the East Side League, though, and I lost all my other ones by close margins, which was painful. You know what I mean? Because I was dealing with injuries and bye weeks in a lot of those leagues, and the bye weeks are only going to continue to pour in. You know what I mean? So just everybody stay, we've been preaching this, stay with depth. You know what I mean? And if you ain't trading, you ain't trying. So let's go ahead and get into these injuries, man. We're going to start with the running back. I want to pop this off with, because let me do the honors on this one. We got an injury to Mark Ingram. And what sucks is we're not going to know too much about it because they're going on the bye week. But he did leave that game and he never came back. Fuck Mark Ingram. And then he's part of the god awful family, correct? Oh yeah, he actually spearheads their whole movement. You know what I mean? The god awful movement. That's Mark Ingram. Will Awfuler. You know what I mean? Jared Cook.
Shady McCoy.
Oh yeah, Shady McCoy.
Is Le'Veon Bell gonna be in that mix for you now?
Le'Veon Bell is a Jet, yes, but god awful. Yeah, he could get. We'll get into that because honestly, just real fast actually, with the whole thing with Clyde, they've been taking him out on third downs. They've been putting in other options in the red zone. So I don't think much changes besides the fact that now they have a solid ass guy to go to. I think a lot of the early down works is still gonna go to him. Third and shorts. He's still gonna get involved in passing down work because they do pass sometimes to the running back on early downs. It's not just like we're only restricted to throwing at running backs on third down, but you know what I mean? This, Bell's gonna be, especially when it comes to the third down pass protecting, because that's where they've been taking out Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Darrell Williams. And Darrell Williams can't pass protect worth the shit. Only better compared. Only better. Only better compared to one Clyde Edwards-Helaire in his young career. So Le'Veon Bell, I think we're still good. I think we see the slow transition of the change of the guard, but they're not just gonna shelf Clyde Edwards-Helaire, man. I even read some shit where Eric Bieniemy sat him down and was like, "Listen, son, you just don't want to try. You can't change things that you." He said, "Don't try to worry about things that aren't in your control." He said, "Just worry about the things that are in your control. Keep getting better." And tonight's or Monday night's outing, that was proof, bro. It was there's no way they're just gonna shelf him. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I never thought, I don't think,
I know, but
I think it goes to a full kind of a time 50-50, right?
Eventually, or 60-40, but all the 40% that Bell is going to automatically assume involves the red zone carries and a lot of the passing work and the third down.
And I'm crazy for thinking that they are both going to have similar value. Like, they're going to be pretty equally valued going forward.
Yeah, they're going to...
Maybe not next week because it's his first game, but, like, you know what I mean? Give him a few games to get acclimated. Like,
yeah, and, like, okay, think about this. If Clyde gets 15 carries a game and 2 targets, right, a game, and then you give, like, Le'Veon Bell 8 carries a game and maybe 5 targets a game, and all the goal and those 8
and
carries,
red zone work,
exactly, like, you know what I mean? Like, they could cannibalize each other, and then you know, it could be one or the other. Because honestly, like, Clyde, what he's been doing has been high-end RB2 numbers anyway. I think this is like one of his only RB1 outings this year. We're week 1 and this week. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, it's a reality thing. You know what I mean? But yeah. So now going back to the injuries, we had the head of the god awful gang, Mark Ingram. We won't know too much information at him. We do have information on this next injury where it's for Miles Sanders. Shout out to the homie Booby. You know what I mean? And, you know, Booby got a knee, left the game. And he got that injury on a 74-yard run. And then he fumbles it and gets hurt. And that sucked because that fucking A. Anyways, he's already been ruled out for Thursday's game. You know what I mean? And then I know I'm missing one more here because I'm going off the fly.
Joe Mixon kind of took a little injury.
Oh yeah, but he came back. So I'm not necessarily worried about him. I do think that, you know, maybe we see a little more Geo in this case, this game. But I mean, when is Mixon not nicked up, right? But so yeah, definitely Joe Mixon. There is one more name.
Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, Radio Raheem. He actually did come back in the game, and that wasn't a good idea because then he was immediately back out. And yeah, so that's the injuries on the running back. So now, before I let you sound off these names on our waiver wire targets for running back, I just want to preface this, Playmakers. We threw a shitload of names on here because there's bye weeks coming up. There's a shitload of names that are all second and third options on their team. And it's like, you know, whether you're in a deeper league or like you're dealing with a lot of injuries at the running back position, some of these guys you might find yourself picking up some of these guys. So we'll start at the top with the obvious. I mean, even though they got a bye week, J.K. Dobbins, I would go and grab him if he's out there. Because, you know, most people have drafted him and they've been holding on to him, waiting for that god-awful Mark Ingram to eat shit.
Dobbins or Gus Edwards? Because I almost feel like I would rather have Gus Edwards.
Gus Edwards is on there too, but he's on the list, but he's further down. I like to prioritize these things because...
So why Dobbins over Gus Edwards? It really looks like Gus Edwards is the in-between the tackle guy and the guy they love the most. And the guy they just won't seem to go away.
This is why, because it's the same way, you know, we said DeAndre Swift was a play last week. Coming off a bye week, right? Coming off a bye week's important because the Ravens are going on a bye week. When they come off the bye week, if Mark Ingram's still not ready to go, it's going to be J.K. Dobbins starting that thing. He's going to get involved in the passing game work. He comes from a read option system in college. They're running a read option system over there in Baltimore. It's Gus Edwards is the chew the clock guy. You know what I mean? And
I don't know.
He got the touchdown
until really like the last couple weeks. It's just like, damn, he's getting equal touches almost, and it's not really,
and it's always been like that.
It's the hard, tough yards that I don't think J.K. Dobbins is going to be running in between the tackles. So
I know. I agree.
The threat really is with that up the middle run. You know what I mean? When you start getting to the edges, then you see Lamar run up the middle, and you know he breaks that long one. He's broke 2 of them like the last 3 weeks, right up the gut. And usually they're handing that thing off to Ingram or Edwards, and that seems to be like. That's more of their, like, what they want to do is they want to establish that power run with that.
Well, okay, I'll tell you this much. If it was somebody I'm willing to grab and hold on to over a bye week, if he's available, it's J.K. Dobbins. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, if you gave them the same amount of carries, but on top of that, you gave J.K. Dobbins targets, he's going to outproduce him 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? I get it. He gets the hard yards, Gus Edwards. He is the Gus bus. But if and when these games are close, or they happen to be playing from behind, which hasn't been often, It's JK, man. They're not going to be passing to Gus Edwards.
No, they don't need to. I don't think they need to. I think he just needs to. I know it's a touchdown thing. He's the guy I feel like more likely to get the touchdown if Ingram was out. But
I'd say this though. I'd say
in this scenario. Go to a bye though. You would think with just an ankle, Mark Ingram may be ready by the next week. So if you with Mark Ingram not really like out for an extended period of time, are you prioritizing those guys going into a bye week too? I guess it's depending on.
This is why I had to put JK at the top, because by the time you guys are hearing this, Playmakers, there might be more information of Mark Ingram, and he might be fucked up more than we know. If and when the information comes out, you know what I mean. I want to prioritize this like that. That's just me. That's my personal preference, but this is why we do the show together. You know what I mean. So let's just go ahead and put Gus Edwards and JK at the top of this list. You know what I mean?
feel like either one of you can be pretty in a good spot. But yeah, I see you with the upside with Dobbins. I'm not mad at it. Gus really is just the carries, and you need the touchdown. So I feel you on that one.
Yeah, the upside definitely lies with J.K. Dobbins. You know, as far as breaking a big one and getting the passing down works, but it could also be Gus Edwards has the upside of the touchdown on the goal line. But I would say goal line or red zone carries, irregardless of who's the starter over there, Lamar Jackson is the guy who more than likely will vulture that from any of those running backs. You know what I mean?
He's a threat. He definitely is the guy that, you're worried about. But
yeah.
I like both those guys. Get Mark Ingram. Yeah, go ahead now.
Yeah, just get the fuck out of here, Mark Ingram.
Get the fuck out.
Just get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? All right, so who now?
You got Boston Scott next on your list.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the squad.
We got Boston on there.
Miles Sanders out right now.
Yeah, and I want to preface this because I'm sure that Corey Clement wasn't activated wasn't active that day, and he's obviously going to be active. He's going to be activated for this Thursday nighter, but I still think Boston Scott will be the passing down guy. Maybe the early down work will go to Clement initially. I still think the value and the upside against the Giants, which is a fucking, a pretty soft matchup against opposing running backs. I'm looking at a Boston Scott.
I mean, at this point, with the waiver wires out there, and Sanders out, obviously you'd be happy to get a guy that's going to start. I can't stand Philly. I want no part of Philly at all right now. They did seem like a mess. They did come back and salvage some cheap
and
points.
Sanders was the only guy I wanted a piece of, and that's the only piece I really have anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, it's ugly. It's ugly over there. But if you need the guy that has a job that can clock you 8 hours of work on Sunday,
yeah,
Boston Scott, man, go get that guy. He's gonna be a top claim for sure.
Oh yeah. So who else we got? Because this is then I think I got Joshua Kelly up next, right?
You got the Jerk McKinnon, Joshua Kelly, and AP, and then 3 guys on your list.
Okay, so the reason I got Jerick McKinnon on here is because he might have been dropped. You got to check for him. He's hovering around the 60%.
I've seen it. It's happened. So it's great to get. And with the Mostert, did you what? How bad was Mostert? But I don't think I saw him.
He was running hard.
He was on the sideline, so it wasn't like he was in the locker room done for the day.
He was running hard. He was running real hard, bro. And then
he was good, bro. I know he did. He runs hard.
Honestly, I don't know the specifics of which knee was hurt prior to this, but if his ankle is on the opposite leg that his sprained knee was, that's definitely just from compensating the other leg. You know what I mean? Overcompensating, favoring the other leg. Because he was out there running hard, but he got up just a limping, and I was like, oh, no. And then he didn't go to the locker room. He just spent time with the trainers on the side. They were working on him, and then he came back in, and then he came right back out. He's like, nope, can't do it. You know what I mean? And plus, by then, the game was already it seemed to be, it was a double-digit lead that we never shook, so. You know what I mean? And, it sucked because we looked like the Niners that we wanted to see this year. Finally, you know what I mean? We looked good. It was
a pleasant surprise. I wouldn't say surprise, just a pleasant showing. I need
Yeah,
to see
because
that now.
we are real. We're realists where we thought we're just bad this year. You know what I mean? And then we started getting pieces healthy back, like Jimmy G, and he came out there and
Thank
lit that.
God we're not the Cowboys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And or even thank God we have a solid offensive line. You know what I mean? Because that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then real quick, man. There's this guy, man, Hasty. Is that his name?
Yep.
Bro, he was in there getting some work.
Michael.
Yeah, he was in there getting some work. So maybe definitely a deeper league ad. Speculate.
Well, I think he's definitely taking over the Jeff Wilson role that we
Yeah.
we kind of had him in as before. So
yeah, because Jeff Wilson.
He's gonna get a shot. Jeff Wilson didn't really cut it in his time in there. So
Yeah, and because Jeff Wilson was hurt during this game too, so they had to activate, dude. They had to activate Hasty. What's up? Yeah,
Okay.
Jeff Wilson was banged up going into this week. Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for, I think, the running back.
Yeah, because there's
injuries. Who else did we have on the list? We said Josh Kelly, AP. Want to just shout them off real quick?
Yeah. Because these are all the shitty guys I was talking about.
Rex Burkhead, LaMichael P. Ryan, Damian Harris, Cam Akers. He's out there on the list. Somebody might have dropped him. We said Gus Edwards, Royce the 5'9" Freeman, Jamal Williams, Carlos Hyde, and Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman coming back?
Yeah, he's on. He's eligible to be activated back from the IR. So it's like if there's anything serious with Mostert and Jeff Wilson, it's gonna be McKinnon. And then I'd say Coleman, and then this guy Hasty. You know what I mean?
I like it. I like it.
Still gotta pay attention, and then also going back to Josh Kelly and AP. I mean, people don't pick up AP because they're just like it's an ugly pickup. But in bye weeks, you're so happy to grab him because he's a guy you're at least gonna get 12 carries out of. And when it comes to Joshua Kelly, a lot of people, including myself, just outright cut him after that week before because he had a bye week coming up. But I still think I'm not giving up on him just yet. Maybe after a week of a bye week where they really got an entirety to game plan with these two running backs. Because Justin Jackson got all the work. You know what I mean? Hey, maybe another week because of that bye week. Maybe they start mixing in more Josh Kelly on the early down work and some of that passing game. Because they really just like historically, Anthony Lynn just likes one running back. That Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler thing last year was because Melvin Gordon held out. Austin Eckler played phenomenal, and they weren't going to get away from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean it's worth it while Eckler's out to grab any one of those two guys and just hope for one of them hits. Justin Jackson was that guy last week, I mean I'm not mad at it. I don't love at this point he's nobody great out here. It's just grabbing guys that have a chance to do something. You know what I mean? Or step into a role, an injury or something. So that's what we're doing here. It's not ugly. No one said it was going to be pretty, but you know what I'm saying? We're here to grind. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Matter of fact, this shit it's not even ugly. This shit is fugly out here. You know what I mean?
Funky.
This shit is funky ass fugly. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yep.
So
let's go to wide receivers real quick. I think the only injury you have on here is Devontae Parker.
That's the only one. That's the only one I was notable. I mean, I probably should have took a deeper dive look, but. He has a groin now. His hamstring over the weeks turned into a groin now. So it's just this also highlights, one of the top waiver wire targets in Preston Williams, who just seems to be one of the most picked up and dropped players out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, is there any receiver injuries that I'm missing here?
None that happened during the week, from what I'm seeing. There's a bunch of guys that that were out that that were out from last week. Injuries that are carrying over, but new injuries. Not just Parker was the main one.
Yeah, because Deontay Johnson, guys like that, they were all on the injury report last week. Yeah,
right.
Okay, so
let's get into your waiver wire receivers. Kind of like some of these names out here.
Mm-hmm. And I'll pop it off because I do remember at the top of the list I had Higgins. He's been on this waiver wire list for I want to say 5 weeks straight. Ever since after week 2, I'd say so 4 weeks straight. He's been on this list. Playmakers, if he's out there, he's your number one priority. You know, same way we pounded the table for Justin Jefferson. That same week we were talking about Justin Jefferson, we're also talking about Higgins. Higgins has just been extremely steady with his target market share and his production. No crazy blow-up games. That's why he's still under the 60% threshold in ownership right now, which is just fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Guy should have been on weeks ago. For some reason, he's out there. Yeah, go get that. Because, I mean, it's just that connection is there with Burrow for sure.
And I put A.J. Green on this list because I feel like A.J. Green, he looked like he was going to miss a game. He was a full go. Then he played the game in a tough matchup. He got wildly targeted, and then he actually produced. I feel like this was them showcasing him because they're going to move on from him eventually, but you know, we still have a few weeks of that, and like I'm telling you, man, like, you know, just get a piece of that offense. But you know, Boyd is obviously owned. AJ Green, there's probably people that weren't crazy to cut him, but he could be out there. I'd say check for him. Like he's definitely
running around in a few. So if he was, either one of those guys are tied to, you know, I mean,
like he is
offense is going to move the ball.
He is around that 60% ownership. So, you know, there's some leagues out there that you might be in that, you know, someone might have been angry cut him. Like myself, I did that shit. I was like, fuck him.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, like I didn't care that I traded for him in a deal that involved round picks next year. I don't give a fuck. Get rid of him.
Shout out to whoever got that deal done.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The next three guys on your receiver list, I really like Christian Kirk. Big game tonight, or Monday night.
Yep. Snap. And
Preston Williams, he's a good pickup, but with Devontae Parker out, obvious pickup. Mike Williams, I love Mike Williams, especially if Keenan Allen is a little bit banged up. Love Mike Williams. Might be my number one pick over a Higgins. Call me crazy.
Well, here's the thing:
I like Fulgham now.
Bro, he's been money, dog. Like, Travis Fulgham, give me money, man. Like, goddamn it. Like, I disrespected that guy so much that I had.
Travis Fulgham.
Yeah, like, there's some scenarios, like, it was like a pity claim. Like, let's just try to get him. But I never put him priority.
I didn't take him serious.
Me neither. And, like, it just continues to work out. Like, and... yeah, granted, the big touchdown saved his day. Didn't matter. He still got it, though. You know what I mean?
Really, they're going to be trash all year and just, you know,
in
throwing to come back.
Yeah.
And pressure and, prevent defenses all day. You know what I mean? I won't say prevent, but I'm not mad at it. You know, he's done it enough weeks in a row now where you got to take it serious. At least go grab him. If you need him, start
This
him.
better be the last week that he's on this waiver wire list, Playmakers, because
I don't know. They did take another big injury in their receiving corps. When we get to tight ends.
Oh yeah. That's true. That's what I'm saying. This better be. I'm saying though, this better be the last week that Travis Fulgham, that Mudder Fulgham, is on this waiver wire target list, because next week if he's not owned in more than 60% of these leagues, man, like, shame on the leagues you're in. You know what I mean? Because this motherfucker should have been picked up like a week ago at minimum. You know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, in your like standard, like maybe 10-team leagues, kind of really shallow rosters, maybe. But in 12, 12-team leagues, 10-team leagues with even like some flexes and stuff. Gotta get that guy in his roster. No questions.
This has nothing to do with nothing, but I was a victim this week of a Will Fuller-led receiving core, right? And this motherfucker had all kind of people on a bye week, and he spent all his fab to get Claypool. He also had Justin Jefferson already, and then he had also spent a lot of money to get Travis Fulgham this week. So he just
started off 4 of them on you?
Yeah, it fucked me up.
Oh my god.
Fucked me up, bruh. Fucked my whole shit up. Just constant haymakers. Bang, bang, bang.
Golden Goose right there. He couldn't miss this week.
Right? Shit. But you know what? Out of all those names, right? Did we finish the list of that name of this list?
You got 3 more on the list: Keelan Cole, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and the painter Zach Pasquale.
Oh yeah. So I know. Zach Pasquale. Z touchdown reception. You know what I mean?
He's waiting for Perry Campbell.
Yeah, he's filling in for the absent Frenchman. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing too. You know, starting with we had Pasquale. I'm trying to remember now. Who'd you just say?
Keelan Cole and MVS.
Yeah, so Keelan Cole, right? There was that 6. So 4 out of 6 games, he's either had 100 yards or a touchdown in. It's pretty good.
I mean, man, he's kind of like a Fulgham where I'm not a fan of Keelan Cole. Don't really like him, but he's doing it. And if you got
he's
someone
their
that
slot
ain't doing it,
he's their slot guy.
That's doing it.
Yeah, and I mean, granted, I think they have a bye week this week, so still though.
Oh yeah, reconsider that then.
Yeah,
I mean, if you got the spot and you can stash him.
Yeah, but that's why he's at the bottom.
It.
That's why he's at the bottom of this list, because after week 6, seeing his usage, he would have been right up there underneath like Christian Kirk right now, as far as priority. But he's not playing this week, so people, they tend to forget things, especially when you have a name like DJ Chark or even the rookie Laviska Shenault. They just forget about good old Keelan Cole. You know what I mean? So,
shout out Laviska Shenault.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's crazy though? Laviska Shenault never dropped below 7 targets each game. So, and he's been averaging 3 carries a game. I like the kid, man. Like it just hasn't. We haven't seen the big game yet. No coming out party yet. But
not yet.
No.
But it'll be there.
Oh yeah, a lot of defense. And then Keelan Cole's production could stem from the fact that they're respecting defensive coordinators are respecting Laviscus enough that they're like, okay, commit some good coverage to him. Maybe their best secondary corner, they'll be like, all right, man him up. You know what I mean? Like, because the double coverage love is going to DJ Chark all day.
I mean, yeah, the guys, one-on-one coverage producing, man. Shit. Not a fan, but it's Jacksonville's cheap money all year.
Oh yeah, that defense is gonna make sure of it. The only thing that sucks is that it's hard to get into garbage time with the Ginsu, man, because they get behind so bad in these games. Then it's like they just drop everybody in the coverage and they'll just send 3. And you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, you can only diffuse that by running the ball so much before they get you in a third and long situation, and then they send the house at you. And that's kind of how the Ginsu's been throwing a lot of turnovers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Ginsu. You know what I mean?
Yep. We got a couple tight end injuries. Big one, Zach Ertz, and your boy, Jonnu. I didn't think his was that bad. But
I forgot to put him on the list.
3 to 4 weeks, they said. Zach Ertz, you can just die.
So John News is a 3 to 4 week?
No. Ertz is. I didn't know how much John News was. So maybe you might shed some light on that for me.
Well, I've been afraid to look because I have damn near 100. I have 100% ownership of John New actually. So
that much? Jeez.
Yeah. So I didn't want to look at that too much. But I will say,
minor ankle sprain.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So maybe you'll miss a game, but I will say this: it was significant enough that it happened early on in the game, and he didn't come back. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like they could just tape him up. They're like. But also, too, because that game wasn't out of hand at all. He could have came in for some red zone packages, stuff like that. So it is significant enough that he didn't come back. But at the top of this list, I got to go with my man Trey Burton. He was on our list last week. You know what I mean? A lot of people asked me, too, like when I was suggesting him, a lot of people was like, yo, well, Mo Alley Cox. And I'm like, no, bro. Not only did Mo Alley Cox get hurt in this case, but Trey Burton was running all the routes, quadruple the amount of routes run came from Trey Burton versus Mo Alley Cox. So, this was and then it came to fruition. And they're so banged up at receiver, because they got T.Y. Hilton there, and they got So maybe not so much banged up. They're just not good at receiver. And they are banged up. Michael Pittman Jr., goddamn Perry.
They got the ghost of T.Y. Hilton's hamstrings out there.
Yeah. So, you know.
I know T.Y. is like a gully man.
T.Y.
There's no connection over there with him.
No. I'm telling you, bro. It's like seeing Travis Benjamin all over again with Phillip Rivers, where it's like every so often Phillip Rivers would hit him with the big bomb. But the only difference now is Phillip Rivers is in a point in his career where throwing that ball down the field is 100% going to be inaccurate. So it's like,
I mean, he did stretch the field a little bit this week. He had a big game,
but still,
none of it was at Ty really.
But still, though, the person catching the ball, like Pasquale, you had to make an adjustment on that ball. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. I'm saying that he can still stretch the field. It's just gonna be 100% inaccurate. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one of them wobblers, bruh. One of them ducks.
It'll be a Farfanugan.
It'll be a Farfanugan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, Trey Bird, man, that's a good pickup. Obviously, Rivers was keyed in on him. That passing game just kind of like just goes wherever the wind goes. So
goes with the tight end
over there, not named Ty.
It just goes with the tight end. That's what it goes with.
Basically, yeah. Jack Doyle got one. Got banged up a little bit. You got Hayden Hurst on this list if you dropped him, I guess. But tight end is weak this year, so you shouldn't have dropped him. But if he's out there, put the claim in.
Yeah, because I seen him dropped in X amount of leagues before the week started, and then he was a play for me this week. It was if Julio plays, because when Julio plays, it makes everyone open on that team. You know what I mean? Like we seen what happens when there's no Julio. They were able to shut down Calvin Ridley, the Green Bay Packers. You know what I mean? And like Minnesota, their secondary is not good at all. But you know what I'm saying? Hayden Hurst was able to actually have probably the best game he had this year. Actually,
I think that's factually correct.
Yeah, because the Vikings aren't good against the tight end either. Like just a week ago, Russell Wilson carved him up with like 3 different tight ends. You know what I mean? Like
it was all good just a week ago.
Oh yeah, I know, man. Fucking A, dude. Some leagues where it was just like, just get to 500, and then I'll fall. You know what? We already did the fantasy row segment because I don't want to. Okay, well, let's talk some streaming options at QB. Who you got for me? Because I didn't put any down. I figured we'll deliberate this one on air.
The streaming options for I gotta look at the schedule. Let me just pull that up real quick because I'm still sulking for week 6. I have not looked into week 7 yet.
We're on the week 7.
We're on the week 7.
We're just a steamroller.
Quarterback. Shit, hold on, my bad. I got the wrong page.
Who do the Bengals play this week? They got a tough one, huh?
Let's see, week 7. You want the week 7? There it is. My bad, guys. Let's see. The Bungalows.
They playing the Steelers?
They play the Browns.
The Browns. Oh, yeah. You could carve them up through the air. Let's go. Dial it up. You know what I mean?
Streaming quarterback. Let's take a look. Washington's got the Cowboys. Could pretty much play anybody against the Cowboys. But I wouldn't recommend the Kyle Allen.
No.
Let's see here. Wouldn't recommend.
If Kyle Allen...
I feel it's going to be a great game. I don't know about either of those quarterbacks on those matchups. Streamers, Drew Lock against the Chiefs. Maybe in the shootout, but that can get ugly.
I mean,
Herbert, I love Herbert. That's the Jaguars. So
Herbert's the play. Herbert's the number 1 streamer this week. There it is.
There it is. Cam's against the Niners. That might be tough sledding for him. Jimmy G against the Patriots in Foxborough. No, I don't like it. Let me see.
Not with Mostert dealing with this right now because most, I mean, like I don't know.
Tom Brady against the Raiders.
Tom Brady. How about this? Derek Carr against the Buccaneers because Tom Brady's not. He's owned.
Aaron Rodgers just got kind of ate up, so I wouldn't recommend Derek Carr.
But Aaron Rodgers' line showed what it really is. That line is not good, man. It's just they've been able to run like shit and open everything up. They weren't able to do that once you get Rodgers off his spot. Come on, we're dealing with a Todd Bowles defense, that sends pressure. The Raiders, they don't really got the greatest pass rush, and so I think Brady will be able to eat them up. But the one thing is that Derek Carr's line is phenomenal, and they're gonna be without Vita Vea, so they are gonna be able to establish. Actually, maybe they were without Vita Vea last week, and Aaron Jones couldn't get anything going on the ground. So either way, maybe it's a volume play. Derek Carr. I still the number one streaming option is Justin Herbert, the pervert.
Would be owned mostly, but guys, he's not. Yes, jump on the Herbert.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, call me crazy, but the Bills D hasn't looked great lately. I mean, Joe Flacco might put up some cheap money over there.
I don't know, man. Patrick Mahomes had trouble, throwing the rock today.
It was raining today. It was the Chiefs. It's a get-up game. This is a letdown game. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't recommend it.
It's ugly out there for streamers this week.
It definitely is. Big Ben and Tannehill, those are tough ones. They're both tough matchups, but Ryan Tannehill's on fire now.
Listen, Ryan Tannehill, he's not above the threshold, but if he's available, you get him, and you could probably rock with him the rest of the way. The Steelers,
absolutely.
The Steelers, don't be afraid of that secondary. It's not good.
Then I like Tannehill a lot more than him. But that defense is rowdy. But they did lose Devin Bush.
Yeah.
I think he tore his ACL. So, I mean, I'm always more scared of Pittsburgh than I should be. But, Tannehill, I like him too. If he's out there, definitely get him.
Yeah. And streaming defenses, my favorite one this week, it's one that you can enjoy for 2 weeks, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. Because they definitely were dropped by a lot of people. They didn't want to rock with them against the Bills because the Bills' offense has been prolific until the last 2 weeks. So I don't blame you guys for not playing, not wanting to rock with the Chiefs against that matchup. But the Chiefs are playing Drew Lock, who hasn't looked any kind of good. And then the next week they play, either a Darnold or Flacco.
There you go. I like that call right there, looking ahead. Grab the Chiefs.
Who do the Cards play this week? Because their defense actually showed up even without. I mean, granted, it was the Andy Dalton led Cowboys, but they
got the Seahawks.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Yeah.
You don't want to cook with Russ.
No, he's a one man chef. He doesn't like anyone else in his kitchen.
Yeah, stay out of that kitchen.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Not too many other streaming D. The Bears or Rams on Monday night.
Ooh, I like the Bears. I like Chicago a lot against that matchup. I really do, because Jared Goff, there was a few. We would have had like 3 picks in that game, but the 2 of them were dropped. I mean, you could say the same thing for Jimmy G, but you know what I mean. Obviously the Patriots are that's a defense people would hold on to and pick up another one. People are crazy with them, so they're definitely rostered heavy. But I like that call with the Bears, man. The Bears D, let's go. They're showing up. You got
dial that up. What do you think of the Falcons? Against the Lions, though, that might be inspired. I like inspired teams, and they just fired the coach.
They were able to stop. They were able to stop the zone run attack that they were going to try to do with Madison, and then they got up. But here's the thing: is they got up fast in that game, the Falcons. So you could argue that the Minnesota they might have
Minnesota Vikings.
They had to abandon the run because they were playing from behind so much. So I'd be weary of that. And it was Kirk Cousins who was good for turnovers. Matthew Stafford's fairly safe with the ball. You know what I mean? And that's but I'm not mad at it. I mean, if you're in a bind, I would put them third on this list. I would put the Chiefs, the Bears, and then go ahead and rock with
You reminded me of something right now when you were talking about Vikings. Fuck you, Alexander Madison. You motherfucker. You had the whole world in your hands, and you couldn't get in the fucking end zone from the fucking 3-yard line. And then you're like, get on the fucking sideline. You're done. Mike Boone, get in there. Fuck you, Alexander Madison. I waited on you all year for this moment, and you do this? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right, man. Alexander the not so great is what they're calling him. Yeah.
Fuck.
But I also think that offensive line that actually was 2 years, the offensive line in Minnesota, that was one of the more awful lines 2 seasons ago. And then last year, they draft Bradbury, the center, and they implicate the zone run scheme heavy with Stefanski, and then Dalvin Cook went off like shit. But even when Dalvin Cook got hurt last year, no one was able to get it going behind that line. So maybe that's just something we saw again in this case. You know what I mean? Because that motherfucking Alexander the not so great.
And now he gets to take a week off. And now I have to Dalvin Cook comes, you fucking piece of fuck. You're no Dalvin Cook.
I'll give you Drake. I'll give you Drake for Dalvin Cook in that league.
Listen, I am in no emotional state to make a trade right now.
That's why I'm trying to. I mean, God. You know what I mean? You can't blame me. You know what I mean? Look, Drake's so hot right now, bro.
Drizzy.
Drizzy.
Yeah, you know what?
Platinum recording artist.
That was, you needed that. It was good to see that for sure for the Drake truthers.
Yeah. And yeah, man, I think that about does it this week. Oh, I've been to the Redskins. The Redskins against
How dare you?
The Redskins against the Cowboys, bro. Like, listen, they're down.
You think you are.
They're down. Landon. What was his name? Is it?
I will not refer to them by that name.
Well,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
yeah, the football team against the Cowboys. All right, let's go. They lost Zach Martin tonight. They were already down Fredericks for the year. They were already down Tyron Smith for the year, and then they lost after Zach Martin. They lost another guy tonight. So that line is banged up, and Chase Young and company they're gonna tee off, man, on Andy Dalton, who's a statue.
Yeah, it's bad over there in Dallas. It fell apart very fast. I mean, Mike, it's. Yeah,
I don't think it was ever.
Like there's three, Martin, Smith, and Fredericks. Like that's their. That was their whole great line. And
that's their bread and butter. Yeah.
Dak's gone. I mean, it's gonna be ugly over there. It's gonna be a long year for Dallas. Zeke just try to hold on to the ball.
I know what's funny? There was this white chick, whatever her name is. When they go, oh, let's go to the white chick on the sideline. Yeah, I talked to Zeke and I asked him, about his fumbling issues, and he said, oh, they come in bunches. I'm just getting got. And it's funny because it's her saying verbatim what he said. So here's this white chick, like hella professional. Yeah, Zeke said that they've been coming in bunches and he's getting got. And I was like, I couldn't.
He definitely got.
Me and my girl were watching that shit, and she was like, did she just say he's getting got? I was like, oh, yeah, she was quoting him. But it was just hilarious because, like, she could have, I don't know, it was funny.
Yeah, it was just a throwaway game, period, for Dallas. But you know what? It's now officially a throwaway season for them.
How much time we got left to see how much we can fantasy bro we can get back into? Because I got some things.
You got 10 minutes.
All right, it's 10 more minutes I need. So, the goddamn Tyrannosaurus Flex League, man. I'm 2-4 in there. I just dropped 2 in a row. I lost 2 in a row, won 2 in a row, lost 2 in a row. It's in last week's loss. Week 5's loss came on a bad start-sit decision. So, I wouldn't have took this L in week 6 so hard because I would have fell to 300. But now, falling a game under 300 is 2 games now. That's just in that
You're a
league.
game over 300?
Yeah, I'm.
500. I'm just.
Yeah, 500. Yeah. You see, I'm so discombobulated. It's just.
I've never heard of someone being under 300, but damn it.
Nah, might as well be. Because, man, and like.
It's a fuck league right now, man. Everybody's fucked up over there.
Yeah, that league is, at least that's the only thing that's making me feel better is that, like, you know, I don't never mind the 2 people at the top that are dominating because it's really everyone else behind them. It's such a tight race, so.
Like I said, though, we got to look at it. You'll probably still only be a game back of the 6th seed, and that's a win at this point.
Yeah, you make me feel better there, Gu.
I'm going to probably be 2 games back at 1-5.
We got to get hot.
Silver linings.
That's not bad.
This league, bro, this is the best fucking 1-5 team I've ever had.
Yeah, your team is crazy over there.
It's beat up a little bit right now, but still, though, there's no, I don't know. I did put up like the 4th highest score this week, and I still lost. So it is what it is.
I think I could have played like 4 other people in this league that week and won. It sucks. I put up.
I mean, I made a crazy comeback with that Drake and Kirk. If Tyreek Hill did anything, would have sold tonight, man. Didn't do anything now.
Yeah, man. Okay, Tyreek Hill, man. Are you selling? Are you selling high on off name value right now, or on the other end, are you buying low on Tyreek Hill?
I mean, if you could buy low, absolutely. Sell if you could sell high. I mean, I'm not panicking and getting rid of him, but this is what Tyreek Hill kind of does. That was a rainy game against Buffalo. Like, I that does. I'm not concerned about Tyreek Hill. It comes in waves.
I think that was his only game without a touchdown this year so far. I think he might have had one more other game without one, but as far as I remember, without looking at the numbers, I think he had a touchdown in every game.
You are correct.
Yeah.
He has had a touchdown in every game up until tonight. So yeah, not worried about Tyreek Hill. He's fine. It's been they got a tough
Chris Godwin.
Tough matchup, tough scenario. So he gets that pass.
Chris Godwin.
But,
are we?
Yeah, no. Wait, you want Tyreek Hill for Kittle? Is that what you want to do?
Nah, not really. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get a running back in that league somehow. And then,
Kittle acted up too much, huh?
George Kittle, he's been eating. So
I told you when we were to do that next week. I said Kittle's gonna ball, somebody's not. We're not talking.
Yeah, we were gonna talk. We were. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
We might have to postpone that a little bit now, because now it's like Kittle. I could shop him to everyone's tight end needy in one way or another. You know what I mean? So
no one more needy than I.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm shit, man. I'm trying to get things I need. You know what I mean? Because I'm about to be without Jonathan. My only 2 starting running backs in that particular league are Clyde and Jonathan Taylor, and now it's not looking so good for my Clyde and Jonathan Taylor. And before the year started, actually after week 1, after week 1, J.K. Dobbins had 2 touchdowns. I went and flipped James Robinson straight up for J.K., and I'm sure missing that James Robinson now.
Yep. Same guy got James Robinson for me in the other league. You know that story for Mark Ingram. So we both traded that guy for terrible Baltimore running backs.
Fuck Mark Ingram.
Why are we running why do we have our own podcast? I'm not quite sure.
Because we can. How about that?
Because we're trying to corrupt other league mates into giving us trades.
That's what they think we're doing. They really think we're doing that. So
that is the whole purpose of this show, to brainwash all of you so I can get discounted players.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. You know what? I think that puts a bow on it tonight, my friend.
Yeah, on to week 7, like you said.
Yeah.
Fuck the East Side League. Fuck you, Alexander Madison.
Hey, man, listen, man. I'm hoping I can make some noise in this East Side League. I'm sitting at 500 there. This is honestly the best record I've ever had in this 14-team league IDP jump off, man. Because this shit is a tough cookie. It's I think the one thing that I got going for me is that it's full of a bunch of people I think are idiots. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? There's probably like I respect six out of 6 managers out of that bloody bunch. You know what I'm saying?
There shouldn't be any respect in that league. It's the disrespect league.
Yeah, there's more disrespect than anything.
You run the score up if you can in that league. Fuck the other coaches.
Yeah, man. Don't worry, the epic goo comeback, and you know what I mean. The epic goo comeback is going hand in hand with the stability of Bogard. Like I'm just trying to stay stable in that league, and you just need. And right now you might need to trade me, Alexander. I mean, not Alexander Madison. God damn it. You might need to go ahead and give me a Dalvin Cook. As a matter of fact, let's just switch up. I'll take Cook and Madison, and I'll give you Drake and Edmonds. Let's go.
Dial that up.
Yeah, you're not gonna have either of those guys this week. What's the difference? You need a win.
Oh wow, here he goes.
I'm kind of making a lot of sense.
The game,
right now.
The way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah, I didn't put their bye week right here. You know what I mean? So.
Stay tuned, Playmakers, to find out if Goo crumbles and ships off Dalvin Cook for Kenyon Drake.
Let's go! I'm sending an offer. You know what I mean?
Until the next time. That is a wrap. We are at 10 minutes is up.
Oh, for sure.
We are going to have to call it a night. I'll let you know on that one, Bogey. That's for sure.